It's Cryo, your favorite cat dragon. I think I got everything updated. Stream should be ready with accurate category tags and whatnot. But yep, I'm playing heavily modded Dwarf Fortress. As you can see, I have like 20 mods installed. 20 mods that I'm going to use. I don't really care about the life scrap dwarf pack because I never actually play the dwarves. Why would you? Modded civilizations. Dwarves are secondary to kobolds. I'm not sorry. Kobolds are cooler than dwarves. That's my hot take for today. Okay, that should do it. Let's make sure that I'm generating a new world with these settings. I'm really enjoying Zenless Zone Zero, but it's not as cozy as this. This is so much more cozy. This game's like the perfect amount of passive, especially once you get rolling with it. Malateo, the portentous world. I wish this was a portentous world. So fun to say. In Alatea. In 14, the cat girl Stalcon Buckle Drips became the cat queen of the massive rooms. Fortress mode. Hopefully we can find a good spot this time. I wasn't super happy with the one last time. It seemed pretty decent overall, but just didn't have anything interesting going on. I almost should play with the world gen settings with the seeds a little bit. Nice to play on a map with like lots of adamantium or something. I just want to generate a new one, seeing this. I wish there was just a button to do that. Bad though, I always want to restart. Okay. None of these islands are good. Not really at all. Right here. Nope. Volcano placement's always just like a little bit off of like the rest of the resources. It's a shame. I really just want to have volcanoes right next to like feather trees and whatnot. Less land. It's hard enough to even find volcanoes right next to water. It seems like. It's not going to take me too long to reroll. Have to do all this again. Totally not an excessive amount of mods. Yeah. Somebody's cruising. Enchilada. I'm not even that close to the street, but I guarantee y'all heard that. Oh hey, Bad Gal Beach. Good to see somebody new in here. Thanks for the follow. Cool username. Am I cool enough to go to the Bad Gal Beach? I hope so. I can be a bad gal. I'm almost to affiliate though. With that I only need 3 more followers, so that has me super stoked. Kinda made my day. Hopefully this map's a little bit better. Lucare Moles. The Realms of Omen. That's how I'm gonna go ahead and say that's pronounced. Just so y'all can see the progress. What I'm waiting on. I am planning on streamlining my interface a little bit eventually, but I just have like the perfect setup more or less right now, so I really don't want to screw with it too much. I'm scared as the heck of breaking it. The gold jade of the moral confederations, created the position of chief counselor as a matter of course. Hopefully there's a better starting spot in this map. Really don't want to reroll again. Such a perfectionist though, like I always just want to have like the best starting location possible. And that looks pretty ideal. I'm probably gonna have to make the zone size big, but I'd be hard pressed to find anything better than that. I think it's got a river, it's got blessed land, and a volcano. That's kind of the ideal. That's kind of everything I've been looking for. Find it again though. That's the problem. Oops. Even then I have to choose my civilization, so I might as well look at that first. Let's see, Confederacy of Grass. That's a pretty good name. Mischievous banners, the mythical saffron, the mirthful tunnel, the stick of magic, the letter of holiness, the blotted construct, the aquamarine kingdoms, the floor of gilding. I have to go with the Confederacy of Grass. Very deep soil. That's not exactly ideal, but should be fertile land anyway. I'm gonna make this 5x5 just so I've got more to work with here. So I really want to make like a longer playthrough. Anyway, what are we missing? Step ladders, quivers. For some reason I can never find step ladders anymore. I don't know if it's one of the mods that just like erases step ladders from being, but it's annoying. They just don't seem to exist anymore. Wood instruments instead, or wind instrument, since other happens to be here. Changing up the stats here. Skills, proficiencies. And I want 2 alpacas. You can milk them, you can shear them, and I think you can even ride them. They're useful. They're very useful. Okay. Virtue hums. Yeah, no, let's randomize that. Pet Peak. Ooh, Trotted. No, it's a pretty good name. It's not super funny, but it's a pretty good name. Era speeches. Belts colored. Merge plates. Kiss packs. Romance sweetness. Certain clobbered. Plate puzzle. Cup tame. Guy's seed. Yukuro ass. Junotion. Clinch things. Danger orders. Keyholes. Enter years. Belly scribe. Enjoyed passionate. enjoyed Passionate, the bust. That would have been pretty good. Enjoyed Passionate, the Velvety, the Sin. Enjoyed Passionate, the Slash Broken. Broken. Yeah, I'm gonna just randomize it again. Reward Find, Viper Tree, Maw Clasp, Bothered Saviors, Fondle Swallow, Pearl Nurtures, Dress in the Slot, Knife Standard, Homenos, Women Feed, Steel Soldier, Hope Minds, Author Praise. Hope Minds is pretty interesting. That's a good name for a fantasy civilization. Fantasy settlement. Roughness Spheres. 3 S's for whatever reason. I guess Spear starts from last. Never mind. Spongy Pattern. Rubbed Fire. Rubbed. What's the dirtiest noun we can find here? Rubbed Busted. Sure, why not? I'll leave the group name to random chance. I had enough fun with that. Strike the earth. Yeah, Feather Trees. Hell yeah. Those are really good. Those are the lightest type of tree in the game. So super desirable. In Dragonkin, they should have heat resistance, so I'm not too worried about issues potentially arising from placing my settlement around a volcano. Gonna be some challenges though. There's not a huge disparity in the elevation. Like it's only like 10 floors. That's nice at least. taking the time to carefully consider how I actually want this laid out. Yeah, I'm using a restream right now, so it's streaming to YouTube too. It's really finicky. But thanks for letting me know. You'll probably see things like that until I find a way to streamline that, edit categories in a more like simple manner. It'll probably be good for my viewership actually. Dwarf Fortress doesn't have a lot of views on Twitch, but good to see you anyway, Amp. Yeah, I hadn't checked the chat for like 5 minutes probably, sorry. You know I can't help but start a new game every time I play this, so I got caught up in it. Just trying to plan everything out before I super get started with the game. I feel like that's one mistake I make a lot, is I don't actually like plan stuff out, and then the actual gameplay gets super haphazard. Accidentally drew over that. How are you today, though, Ann? I always get to see you in here. One of my more interesting viewers. You're still kind of an enigma to me. All I know is that you like bugs. And drawing. Well, if you're gonna pick 2 interests, those are some pretty cool ones. I want to get back into drawing more, honestly, or painting. I really like painting. Acrylics are so much fun. I've been making emotes for the server, though, and that's been kind of hitting those notes for me. little bit. Wait, I need a pasture. Here? Which road to go? Okay. I started with some yaks too. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just like setting everything up and like finding a space to do it. It's a challenge. I really like acrylics because it kind of like paces you. Like you have to wait for like stuff to dry to like make adjustments. There's a lot you can do with colored pencils. Especially if you have something like that to add some texture. This is going to be the main storm room. At least the first one I make. Probably switch it to wood eventually. Yeah, those are super cool. Watercolors are fun too. Not something I've ever really been good with, but you can get some really interesting effects on paper with those. I think I just really need a drawing tablet sooner or later, because I always find myself like drawing with a mouse and keyboard a lot of times. Whenever I'm feeling creative, those are usually the only tools I have on hand. I get a little bit too dependent on like technology. I use GIMP, which is the new image manipulation program. It's open source and like a really good alternative to Photoshop. I mean, maybe not like the best painting program, but there are like a lot of custom brush packs and whatnot. And I find it really fun to play with that and use the effects. A lot of people really seem to hate on it, and to be fair, the Windows version is not the same as the one you'd get from like a Linux repository, but it has a lot of plugins, and it's just a lot more versatile and usable than people say. I feel like if you used Photoshop before, especially, it has a pretty low learning curve. I really like Paint.net a lot too. Paint.net's kind of even better if you like making digital art, because there's just like a lot of user-based or user-created plugins, which is really cool. Yeah, Crete is pretty popular too. I haven't heard of the other ones, but Krita seems decent. That and Paint Tools are the only other ones I'd recommend. Not that I'm super into that sphere, but I always have been a little bit. Creativity-wise, I feel like my biggest outlet is probably music. I mean, it's just kind of the universal language to me. I mean, art is too, but has a higher barrier of entry for sure, higher learning curve. But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't really, even if you have the right ear for it, if you can make, anybody can make something that sounds good. If you stick at it for long enough, anybody can make something that sounds good. But there are like a lot of rules and like methods to it that are pretty hard to grasp if you're just getting into it. It's a quote-unquote right way to do it. I don't know if I really subscribe to that, but it's kind of something you have to learn to be taken seriously. Unfortunately. I just love art in general. Like, I think art and music are the universal languages, and one thing that sets humanity apart from every other thing on this planet. One of the skills we've been given and constantly fail to fully utilize. That's fair. I've got a really good program I use for Android. It's basically like a drum machine sampler. It's super easy to use. If you want the file of that, let me know. I can totally hook you up. I'll see if I can dig it up. One sec. Oh, this is just getting rolling. I feel like I have a couple minutes. I'm pretty sure it's still on my Google Drive. But yeah, you just need to load it up with samples, basically. It's pretty easy to use. It's maybe like one of the most straightforward sequencers I've ever played with. It's my go-to for music making on the go anyway. And I think this is an old version of the program, but I think it's an old version of the paid program, so yeah, hopefully it's good. I hope you find something interesting to do with it.
don't really use it too much anymore, just because I like kind of like the whole desktop setup. Getting really, really in depth into it. But yeah, if you learn MIDI too, you can make covers of songs, especially like really easily, or steal, adapt riffs. It's really good for that. Actually, that didn't take me too long to find. Hope you can put it to some use. You seem like a very creative person, like you have a lot of natural talent for that kind of thing, so I'm excited to see if you can make anything interesting with that. Definitely show me if you do. Cut out of marble, why not? Give it some stain. I always forget to check this box. I'd love to hear it. One thing I love about music, though, if you just like jam long enough, you will like come across something good. Let me know if you need some samples too. I totally have a sample pack I can link you to. It's probably like 3 gigabytes, so it's huge. Well, that's what that drum machine mostly works off of. It's like very sample based. I mean, it comes with a couple. It comes with enough to do something interesting, but basically, like, you just plug one into each channel. It's pretty self-explanatory, and there is like demo programs in the program. If you can follow Dwarf Fortress, you can figure that out, I'm sure. You seem really smart. I believe in you. And of course, if you have any questions, I got you. Let me see if I can... Okay, well... At the very least, I've got a pack of drum machine samples, I think. Maybe not. I might have to dig for that, actually. I know it's zipped in a bigger file. I mean, I've got room on this HDD to download it. Probably dig it out for you. Well, I hope you have a good time wherever you're going. I just can't tell you how much it means to me that you seem like you're actually invested in my channel. It's so cool to have regular viewers in general. I mean, beyond that, like, talked and played games together and whatnot, like, that alone is super fun. But, damn am I grateful. Damn am I grateful. I'm definitely gambling on this a little bit. On this whole Twitch streamer side hustle, but I wouldn't if I didn't have cool people like you following me and just like, I don't know, so much support. Just so many good vibes here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna mix it up, play some more stuff down the line. I have plans. I've got ideas for some. I really want to do more ROM hacks and homebrew stuff on here. There's so many games that are made by like really, really small developers that I really just want to see get some traction. Every once in a while I'll raid itch.io. They have a lot of indie demos and whatnot. Last week, I think I was playing this one called Rat Climber, which is like only up, but with rats. But with a rat, you play as a rat. All you can really do is like move around and jump. I really hope that gets some traction. I made a YouTube short of me playing it, and the developer actually commented on my short and followed me, subscribed to me on YouTube. That had me so stoked. I really want to see that game shine. I feel like it could really go a long way too. Like, it has some potential. It's simple and yet deceivingly complex. Or maybe just challenging, rather, in a kind of relaxing way. But yeah, Rat Climber deserves some love. For sure, like, thank goodness there's a place for people making those kind of games to distribute them and get some publicity. Newgrounds is still hanging in there. That's like the only other site that really has that kind of community. But I feel like they have like kind of a weird like maybe like libertarian, anarcho-capitalist kind of fan base. At the same time, user base, rather. But that's where like a lot of old Flash creators used to hang out. I had an account back on there in the day, and the forums really made it easy to like connect with people and like find gigs doing like voice acting and art and whatnot. I actually made music for a game on there. That's about the extent of what I did, but it was a cool community back in the day. Kind of like edgier DeviantArt. And DeviantArt was pretty edgy, so you know I'm not talking it up. You know, like I said, I feel like the user base there is like a little bit more like toxic, but interesting site. Glad it's still going strong. Any case. Yeah, I had a DeviantArt too at one point. I'm never sharing it with anyone. Nobody gets to see what's on there. My DeviantArt was so cringe. For lack of a better word. I mean, that's one word I don't even like to use, because, like, self-expression's important, but when it comes to my own art, I'll call it what it is. I was, like, 14 drawing, like, MLP art and whatnot. Posting my MLP FIM fanfics. When I was like 14, had no idea I was trans, and really into the whole brony thing. You don't draw cringe, or it's wholesome and neat. And, like, well done, too. My art was pretty bad. Just lacking, any degree of skill. I've never really had a talent for drawing. It's something I've always enjoyed. And I mean, I've worked at it a lot. But, some people just are really, really talented when it comes to that. From what I've seen, you're one of those people. You seem to have a really good grasp of, like, shading and, like, perspective. For me, especially, like, realistic art's difficult. I mean, I can do cartoony stuff, alright. But that's taken me a lot of time to work at. My DA is edgier than your DA. Guarantee you. But, I mean, I had a horrible childhood, so, yeah, it's a miracle I'm not less well-adjusted, to be quite honest. They make my brain release dolphins. Yeah, if you can get those dolphins, then, what more do you need? Just gotta mine your brain for those dolphins.
Not any more popular blogs? Okay, good idea. This stuff's pretty much getting mined out here. I'm gonna make a bigger storage room now, because I think that'll be a good idea. I don't think I'm gonna regret that. Everything with good stair access. I really would like stairs in the middle of this too, if I can make that happen. Walk to that location. Come on. They store clothes and like personal belongings, don't they? They're like closets, but for just like random junk, right? Right? Perhaps I am mistaken. No, I figured out that they increase happiness of dwarves pretty quick. But I think so. I think they do. Probably only to like a small extent, and depending on character to character, but I believe so. And some of the nobility will like demand them. Designate a broker. Just make the administrator the broker for now. Make them do a whole bunch of stuff.
Apparently so. Again, probably depending on different needs, but yeah, I haven't checked the wiki in a while. There's a lot of stuff I'm still like unsure about in this game. I haven't really done anything with squads. Yeah, if only. That's how I feel about my friends, honestly. Like, I just want to buy all my friends a private island. Like, all in the same, like, sea. Somewhere. I hope I get to that point someday. I really hope so. If you hang around my streams long enough, I'm gonna give you moderation control at the very least. I feel like you'd be sensible in that role. But, like, God's willing, I will have bounty to share someday. God's willing. It pains me that I have very little to offer anybody on this planet. Maybe knowledge, that's about it. Like I said, if you want it. Not really responsibility so much as like an extra safeguard against trolls. I try. I really try to be. You're one to talk, though. You and like a few others, like Kupo and Kuro, really just been making streaming just so much fun. It's kind of become my happy place, actually, more or less. Like, I really did not think I was gonna enjoy streaming video games so much. It's just it's so zen. Like, I thought it was going to take away from the enjoyment of playing stuff like this. Like, especially stuff like this, where it's just, like, very much, like, a pretty indulgent video game, right? But, no, it has made it so much more fun. Just, like, talking to people and chilling while I'm doing it. Especially slow-paced games like this, where my focus has, like, I don't know, extra energy to spare. It's conducive to my ADHD anyway. But yeah, I mean, I've been getting up to a pretty high follower count. I think I'm almost at 50, but the people who are in here all the time, like, y'all are my people. Y'all are my friends. Not as fun just talking to random people, randos.
Yeah, totally agree. I'm definitely going to play some more CDD one of these days. CDDA? CDDA? That's hard to say, for whatever reason. But, that's been a pretty enjoyable one. I'm glad you turned me on to that. That's kind of like the same kind of vibe, where it's turn-based, so, there's no, like, real pressure to do anything right away. You can just kind of hang around and chat. And it does have its, like, slower periods, too, when you're just, like, reading a book or, sleeping. Forces you to multitask, kind of. Like, I had a run where I basically just, like, slept in a lighthouse. Eventually died of dehydration. That was just, like, so cozy. Probably not super entertaining to watch, but it's just really zen to play. Really relaxing. Probably start making workshops here. Yeah, I feel like I'd probably enjoy it more if I save scummed, but I've been playing roguelikes for too long to, like, let myself do that. I've been playing roguelikes since probably middle school, and there's a couple of them that, like, I keep coming back to that I will just never beat. And I've just accepted that I will never beat some of these games. But I can't help but play them, like, the most challenging way, too. It's not my discipline, it's my stubbornness. And my, like, self-hatred. My desire to, I don't know, like, it's some, like, masochistic complex. Video games are meant to have fun. Please, have fun with them. If you learn anything from me, have fun playing video games.
what they're designed to do. It's the reason they exist. Even like that with like games I like that I have lots of fun playing, like Fortnite. Like I can't help but play ranked. Can't help but challenge myself. I'm trying to think of a game I like actually enjoy using cheats in. Aside from like the Elder Scrolls titles. I don't know if I can really think of one. Or like Fallout. Bethesda games. Those are the ones I like using cheats in. Like I've been playing Oblivion mostly legit, but I've used the like no clip command quite a lot, where like you can just clip through walls, like fly right out to the exit of the dungeon a couple times, and that just makes things so much easier. That's just worth doing. There need to be more games that are just like unabashedly pro cheater though. Speedruns are an art. Like there's so much that goes into those. There's so much planning and like preparation, research these people do. Like they are like pretty close to artists. Or at the very least, like, athletes. There's a lot of strategy involved. I don't know if there's a game I could speedrun. I don't know if that's something I could get into. I'd love to try, but, I don't know if I'd enjoy it. I don't know if I have that fine a motor control. I have that potential in me. I mean, I think anybody can build potential in like ways like that, but nah. I'm gonna try to get to a really high rank in Fortnite, and if I can do that, I'll be happy. I really love the soundtrack of this game. It's so relaxing. Stone. Okay, Metalworks. like sand is under coins, but whatever. Why not? Fair enough. I'd love to see you do that, though. That's one I'd have to tune in for. You have such an interesting personality. I feel like you could make it on Twitch too. I want to say last time I was in your chat, you had like 12 followers or something like that. If nothing else, I'm sure a lot of people would want to watch that. I'm not really familiar with story mode, but well, if the number's not going down, then they might be real people, or at least bot accounts that Twitch hasn't caught yet. Stockpile right here. Well, I mean, if you do, like, I would just record it so that you can spread it around. Like, I don't know how feasible that speedrun is, but even if it's just an attempt, I'm sure people would want to watch it. There are all sorts of glitches in these games, and I know speedrunners are always trying to find every single one. Even if you can get, like, close to that hour mark, I feel like it's a recipe for some views. Some engagement. Well, I've never heard of anybody doing a Subnautica speedrun, so maybe this seems small, maybe it is feasible. It's one game I actually really wanted to play. I've wanted to play it for a while. When it first came out, I had a friend at work who played a lot of it, really talked it up. I could see that. It's kind of on my list of things to get if I ever see it like heavily discounted. I feel like the sequel probably improved on that a lot. Take your word on that. I do really love survival crafting games, though, so it is probably one I'll pick up eventually. Especially if I find myself with some, like, really loaded, generous viewers. God's willing. Zeus, hear my prayer. I just think the deep sea environment is super fascinating. I've got an ex who loves that stuff, so it probably made me think of her a little bit, but me and her are on good terms. I'm pretty sure she's, like, basically a marine biologist. Something I even thought about doing when I was a kid. one of those careers I feel like probably be kind of tainted by like the actual material opportunities in that role. Like unless you're like working for the state or something, I feel like the actual work you'd find doing that would probably be kind of boring, if not like actively detrimental to your health. I mean, it depends on how passionate you are about things anyway, but I'd hate to get a degree in something like that and just end up working for like some company that's like clear-cutting forest or something. I can't really stand academia either, so I'm not the best person to talk to on that front. Institutions of any kind really, like, scare me, make me feel unsafe, unhappy. I don't like how divorced a lot of places like that are from, like, the human spirit. I feel the same way about, like, banks and hospitals. I mean, I guess those are kind of institutions too, but I don't know. Like, especially I really hate, like, the modern, like, dental office aesthetic that's just, like, everywhere, where, like, everything's just, like, super clean. They have, like, a couple, like, paintings up from, like, Walmart or whatever. There's just, like, 3 tones of beige and, like, maybe, like, some black accents or, like, I don't know, decorations that look like they came from Hobby Lobby. Kind of stuff is just so soulless and uninspired to me. But yeah, I think it's just like a lot of like overly sanitized liminal spaces, in America especially. I wish we had more older architecture. For some reason I've always thought it'd be fascinating to live overseas, to see stuff that was made like by hand, with like care, with art, with artifice. I feel like that would be a cool experience. Yeah, small milestone. 100 messages since I started streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Though I'm not sure if I should even be streaming on YouTube. It doesn't really seem to be giving me that much more engagement. Might be a good thing to do down the line, but I'm thinking I might just go back to streaming only on Twitch. Because it really doesn't seem to be improving my metrics any, engagement any. And it's kind of annoying to set up too, like you were saying earlier, my category is still Zenless Zone 0. I totally changed that, but it didn't actually change it. I went on their website, changed the category, but for whatever reason, didn't actually do that. A lot of these tools seem really annoying. Oh, it's so predatory. I hate capitalism. And it's just entirely fake too. It's fake and convoluted on so many levels, right? Money is such an abstraction. It's you got me started on something here. Sorry. But the US dollar, its value is maintained through force, right? Fiat money based on actual physical gold, as its value directly correlates to an amount of gold or other precious resource that's stored away somewhere. That doesn't exist anymore because there's so many other geopolitical factors that go into the actual value of any given currency. And with the US dollar especially, we artificially inflate the value of it through forceful acts and military presence in other countries, as far as I see it. It's a whole ass mess. Yeah, feel free to quote me on that. I don't know how else to say it, but what else do you expect when war profiteers run the country? And they do, make no mistake, they do. It's just such a shame too, because my parents are veterans, but They risk their lives effectively to die, or to potentially die for these billionaires' interests. The average United States citizen does not see a cent of profit from all these endeavors either. Like, it'd be one thing if we were invading all these oil-rich countries and exploiting ones in South America, and South Korea is another example. We basically militaristically occupy South Korea, which, I mean, given the state of North Korea, it's a complicated issue, but it'd be one thing if the average American citizen was seeing a materialistic, like, increase in quality of life because of that. But we don't. We really don't. The actual burden of keeping our society running and our infrastructure running falls to upper and middle class people mostly, and that drives conflict between them and the poor, when really it's the ultra rich billionaires and multimillionaires who are ruining this country and exploiting everyone else. I will rail against billionaires all day. Billionaires should not exist. $1 billion is an obscene amount of money. It's an unfathomable amount of money. Like, with a couple $100 million, you can buy a skyscraper. What more could any human being want? I don't fucking know. But it just becomes like a dick measuring game amongst these hyper elites. And they don't think about the needs of the rest of the people. Like, if you're a billionaire, you have no empathy. You are also a psychopath if you are a billionaire. I firmly believe that. And I mean, there are ones like Bill Gates who will, like, do performative shit to try to, like, yeah, right? Right? But there are ones like Bill Gates who, like, try to justify it and, like, do performative shit, like start charity organizations and whatnot, but that's out of arrogance. Like, that's out of arrogance and a desire to polish up their image and nothing more. If they actually wanted to help, they'd actually help. My brain just holds on to, like, statistics about this kind of shit. Like, Jeff Bezos has a literal mountain's worth of gold in wealth. And that's just like, what? No human being needs that kind of money. And that's going on at the same time as, like, there are 27 homes. There are 27 empty homes for every homeless person in this country. shit is wild to me. And I really, like, advocate for, like, the European model where, like, people don't stand for that shit. They'll break into these homes and live in them anyway. I think direct action in face of that is a reasonable solution. It's only survival, in fact. I'm really proud of France. France seems like they're doing really good lately. They just, the, like, leftist party over there, like, narrowly won an election against the, like, fascist insurgents, and, that's really cool, but the Olympics are coming up, so I think there's gonna be, like, a lot of crazy shit going on there soon. I believe it. I should make a website like that, shit. I know that I saw an article about that. It was like some college student or something who made that as like a project, but yeah, there's just people with just obscene amounts of wealth in this country, like, or just in the world in general, like, enough to, like, legitimately provide every human being on this planet with, like, healthcare and food, and, like, provide for their living needs. But instead, these people blow it on giant yachts, like the size of, like, small lakes. Large lakes, even. Or just dumbass mega projects, like building a city that just spans a whole desert. An artificial archipelago. But yeah, I spent my early 20s as like a diehard anti-capitalist punk, and I'm really trying to move past that. I'm trying to evolve, but that's always gonna live with me. That's always gonna be a facet of my personality. Like, I need to, like, tone it down a little bit, though. Like, I need to, be more marketable to normies. I'm not going to, but... especially just really makes it difficult for me to relate to, like, older people in my life. Which, I mean, I find common ground with them in a lot of other places, but... I do firmly believe that, a lot of things in this world could be improved for the better, and that radical action, even like violent revolution, might be the only way. badass. No, that's good karma. Good things will come to you because of that. The universe will provide for you. I believe this. Good things are headed your way because of a small act like that. If nothing else, like, I bet you that made somebody's day. I bet you somebody saw that and just, like, smirked. Maybe it was even the person who had to erase it, but I really think that's one solution that, like, Americans really need to jump on. Just wage theft is such a big problem in this country. Like, we get paid like $15 an hour to make profits in like the thousands for these companies. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, working as a Starbucks cashier, like, I would hear about like the profits we would make like every day. We'd make like $10,000 some days, and they're paying me $15 an hour? What the fuck? What the hell is going on there? Like, they could literally be paying these workers double, triple what they are and still making a decent profit. But because of how violent and unrestrained capitalism is as a system, they have no impetus to do this. They have no pressure. Especially when all these very large companies are owned by shareholders. They have a motivation to pursue infinite growth, and that's it. These companies have that's their only motivation, is to have higher and higher record profits every quarter, rather than treat their workers better or give their customers better deals. And they're ripping off the customers too, like, especially places like Starbucks. You pay $7 for a mixed drink, and the actual ingredients of that drink do not cost more than $1 for Starbucks to procure. Things nowadays are just so far divorced from the actual material reality of their production. And the pandemic really gave these companies an excuse to drive up prices everywhere. And neither Joe Biden or Trump did shit about it. They both probably got paid off to let these companies do this. When already, like, these goods have inflated prices. They already had inflated prices in the first place, but now instead of making 200% profit on everything, they're making 600%. Again, because their only motivation to appease shareholders nowadays is infinite growth, because the working class can't effectively pressure them enough, because the working class has been put in such a position to where they don't have the time or energy to organize effectively. And that's my analysis of things in America, at least. Thankfully, in countries like France, there are, like, social infrastructure programs and strong communities that can rally against these issues. And I think that's one thing to push for. To quote the lyrics of legendary South African house band Goldfish, everybody, come on, stand up, get involved. We're together, problem solved. I mean, people did band together and they did do their best, but it's more complicated than that. The state will always repress things like that. And I do think the state is inherently an oppressive vanguard of capitalism. The state is effectively just a middleman for the companies to control us. It exists to legitimize the exploitation of the earth, its people, and its resources to a large extent. Especially in America. Not to say statism is entirely bad or without merit, but I think in the United States, it's been bought out. It's useless to the citizen. It needs to be dismantled and completely rebuilt from scratch, or replaced with something better. But yeah, I really just hate capitalism and technocracy, especially. Those are the two political ideologies I absolutely hate. I mean, National Socialism too, of course. But I had a boyfriend when I was like 19 who was a technocratic socialist, like a real North Korean fanboy, like just didn't make apologies for like the North Korean state itself, but like acknowledged that like they were a horribly like oppressive regime, but at the same time like just fanboyed over like the nuances of their system so hard. It was like just kind of insufferable about it. But to this day, anybody mentions something about like Juche, or tries to say that like technocracy, which is basically like the people most competent should be in charge. Like top scientists should run like should be like appointed to like Surgeon General positions, like whatnot. Or like top military strategists should be the highest generals in the country. If you're the smartest person in the country, then you should run it. That's not even how North Korea works, but it's how they present their system. But it's just so dumb. I'm very sympathetic to anarchism, communalism, and mutualism. I think all of them present a lot of challenges and perhaps even are flawed, but they all just are so much more sensible systems than capitalism, than unfettered capitalism, or anything of its ilk. I'm pretty sympathetic to Marxist-Leninism too. Although I feel like political theory has like greatly evolved beyond that, and those spaces do tend to enable authoritarianism due to ignorance. And just, of course, authoritarian propaganda. People think that a strong state's necessary to protect them or their family or what have you. But also, like, a lot of people just criticize the U.S., see like the problems going on in the West, and jump to the absolute opposite extreme, where they uncritically look at like Soviet nostalgia and think, ooh, that's what we need here. They think, oh, Ronald Reagan's bad? Well, I agree with that. Stalin did nothing wrong. And like, no, they're both bad. They were both horrible authoritarians. They both mismanaged their countries for personal profit. But also, I think like the U.S. government has far too much power, especially on a global scale. Like, we are the most vile force in the world. I mean, a broken clock is right once a day, but we misuse our force more often than not. Like, I'm really happy that we have intervened in Ukraine. I'm really happy that if China were to invade Taiwan, we would most likely defend the island of Taiwan, but that's because we have lots of economic interest in both those countries, especially Taiwan. And like I said, like South Korea is another instance of that. Like South Korea has a lot of issues with poverty because we rely on them heavily for manufacturing of a lot of different goods. I couldn't tell you the specifics, but I know for a fact that's the case. I'm president. I'm gonna cut these countries a fairer deal. And I'm gonna send the nuclear arsenal directly to wherever Vladimir Putin's staying. It goes straight towards Elon Musk's Mars colony. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'm kind of ready to play something else here soon anyway. I've been at this for a couple hours, so I'll probably take a break. But, thanks for watching. I always have interesting conversations. Yeah, you too. Take it easy. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. I don't know if there's anybody else watching, but bye. Thanks.